Hey guys, welcome in. How's everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a great day. It is Friday. The weekend is finally here. Finally here. I usually copy and paste this into the chat and I forgot to do that. So I can't do two things at once. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can't do that. So welcome in everybody. If you're new to the channel, hi, hello, welcome. I'm Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. And if you're not new to the channel, welcome back. I'm sure you know who I am by now. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good, Cheryl. Thanks for asking. And Jan reminds me to put it on all chat. If you don't remind me, I won't ever do it. I won't. One of these days, maybe. Let me see if I did it right. I did. I think. All messages. There we go. We're good. It is Friday. Yeah, you work through the week. So you have to work through the week. Oh, I work every day doing this, but it's like I can kind of, choose the time. And so I'm very grateful for that. Like time management is good. So good. Hi, Joyce. Oh, look at you. You got your little kitty on your picture. Oh, that's a pretty cat. We love animals around here. Sometimes I'll have the dog in the background, but she's not here tonight. She's over in the bed because it's just really comfortable. And that's where I would be too if I was her. Really sure I haven't seen her in ages either. That's people come and go. I realize, like I'm realizing through my YouTube career, you'll see like people in the chat and then sometimes you don't see them anymore and then they'll pop in unexpectedly. So maybe she will, you never know. So it's good to see everyone. I saw that we had some people in here early. So Steve was in here and Holly and Cindy, and Alicia, and of course my Jan's here. Catherine's here. Everyone's here. Isabel's probably asleep because I'd be going late. They do come and go. So if you would like to become a member of our channel, we would love to have you. It's a great way to support the channel and the creator. I'll put the channel link for the membership in the chat throughout the live tonight. If you would like to join, we'd love to have you. We do members only lives, exclusive emojis, all the cool stuff. And you can do different tiers as well. So she's my Echo a rescue cat. Oh, my cat's a rescue too. He'll be 15 actually. And Vincent's birthday is the 12th and his adoption day is the 21st of December. So I got him a long time ago. I feel like I've had my cat forever. And your cat is very beautiful. It is very pretty. Very pretty. I bet you she's happy that she got a new home. She got her forever home. Still here laying down. Aw. Holly's like, resting while I listen. That sounds like me when I'm done with my lives. I'll go in and I'll listen to other lives and I'll end up falling asleep. Sometimes I do. And then sometimes I'll get off a live and then I just want to like watch something silly and funny. And then we'll watch that. And then there's other times that I'll watch spooky stuff. I'm all out there with my content that I watch on YouTube. I watch all the stuff and a lot of cleaning stuff as well. But we're going to talk about Crystal Rogers. So I'm back tonight with another update on her case. Joanne, you're actually perfect timing. Perfect timing. And hi, Aries. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. So tonight we're going to go over the disappearance of Crystal Rogers. She's a mother of 5, 35 years old, mother of 5 that went missing back on July 3rd, 2015. We covered this case. It's probably been about a month and a half, I'd say, since we've had, any updates. So we have an update tonight. We have another arrest, actually. So I'm going to pull up this picture. I found this picture tonight, and I haven't seen this picture of her. I don't know how I didn't, because I'm sure it's been out there, for the last 8 years, but I had never seen it. And so I was like, wow, this is a really pretty picture of her. Yeah, 8 years, and they're still looking for her. So we're going to go over some stuff tonight, and we're going to go over some new documents. So let's see here. So they didn't have any arrest in her case until like a few months back when we started covering Crystal Rogers. I was wanting to cover it before they had any arrest on the case. I just didn't for some reason. And it was one of those cases I've been following before I was on YouTube. And they were like, there's an arrest. And I was like, what? So And we weren't really sure when they arrested the first guy, like what was going on. So, and we'll go over all of that. I have like a timeline and I've been adding to it. So we'll be able to go over the full case. But they did arrest their third suspect on charges of tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit M. I don't want to say it too, I want to use my language wisely in the beginning of the lives. So, they don't get mad at me. But so tonight we're going to look at the new documents, talk about the arrest and the search that investigators just conducted over the last few days off of Thompson Hill Road. And that's in Kentucky. So let me see. Let me pull this up and get this shared here. So I didn't mean to do that. I think I did that. Oh, I shared it and then I didn't share it anymore. I shared it and then I unshared it with you guys. Sorry. I'm just going to put this up so that way whenever we do get into it, we'll be able to get into it. Nightbot being bad. Oh yeah. Nightbot better be good tonight. Let me know because I forgot to have Vincent look at Nightbot. So let me know if anything crazy happens. If anybody gets timed out, it was Nightbot. It wasn't us, unless you guys are really inappropriate. And I don't think anyone in here is like that. So if you get timed out, it's an accident, come back and tell us. Like, be like, hey, Nightbot timed me out. So we know, because the function isn't on to do that, but it timed out 2 people last night. It was really weird. It was like later in the live too. Rosanne, too. She said, my heart breaks for many victims. They don't have a proper grave or funeral. Everybody deserves that. Every family deserves to bury their loved one if they have to, if that's what the outcome is, and they have to, then they should be able to. Her mother's been suffering enough. I mean, Crystal's poor mom, Sherry, man, that woman is very, very, very strong. And I'm sure her daughter was as well, 5 kids, shoot, you'd have to be strong. I remember when this case first started, like I said, it was 8 years ago. So we were, similar in age. And I just remember thinking, I don't mean to like compare myself, with people. I don't mean to do that, but I do, like, kind of. I'll be like, wow, I can't imagine, what would I be if I had 5 kids, like, I bet you. And I just thought in my head, like, I bet you she was such an awesome mom. And like, cause you could just tell, like, with the pictures and stuff, she was, at the sporting events, and she was in their lives and very, very front and center. I mean, she had full custody of them. And so I just, like, thought, I don't know. I guess when you're like close in age, you can like put yourself in their shoes almost, like, and be like, and relate in a way. Well, that's how I want to say it, I guess. So I don't know. Some of those cases, they just stick with you. And this is one of them. So this is going to be the disappearance of Crystal Rogers. We're going to go over the timeline, and then we'll go over the new arrest of the suspect. And I'm going to tell you who they are. So that way you have, like, you'll know who everyone is, the key players. So Crystal Rogers, and I did this timeline when we first started this case, and then I added on to it. So, and it's not very long because there's not a lot of stuff that's been coming. Well, there is a lot of stuff coming out now, but there wasn't a lot in the beginning. But yeah, they're still, as far as we know, they are still looking for her, but they did just wrap up excavating and like searching a property. So there's hope, you never know what can come out tomorrow, in the papers. So it says, Crystal Rogers, a 35-year-old mother of 5, went missing on July 3rd, 2015. She was living with her boyfriend, Brooks Houck, and their son and Crystal's 4 other children. She was last seen by her boyfriend. He said that when they went to sleep, she was still awake and playing games on her phone. When he woke up the next morning, she wasn't there, and neither was her car. And that was the initial story. So then the family immediately became suspicious of Brooks and said many times throughout this investigation that he didn't show any emotion. He didn't help in any searches. He didn't show up at the press conference. Although it stated that the police told him not to come, he said that. Those were Brooks' words. And even when Nancy Grace and another reporter interviewed him, he once again showed no concern for Crystal and the fact that she was missing. And we saw that through the last lives. He was on with Nancy Grace, and she was asking him questions, giving him what's going on, and why weren't you there? What, you know how Nancy is, asking all the right questions. And he was just so cold. I bet you when Nancy got off that podcast that night, she was probably like, damn, like he's cold. He's real cold. So this is Brooks here. So on July 5th, so she went missing, July 3rd. On July 5th, Crystal's car was found on the Bluegrass Parkway. They call it the BG or the Bluegrass Parkway. Crystal drove a maroon 2007 Chevy Impala. Her purse, cell phone, and diaper bag were found on the front seat, and the keys were in the ignition. The car also had a flat tire. So when we all, heard that they had found her car, I just remember thinking like, who leaves their purse, cell phone, diaper bag behind willingly? Well, because we weren't sure what was going on at the time. Oh yes, he's very, very, very arrogant, Christine. And you said you're not far from Bardstown, have several friends. Oh, really? Let us know. Definitely let us know if you go. I think that it's like 4 hours from me. Now I feel like I need to look, but I have the maps up. I remember looking it up, and I think it was like 3 or 4 hours away. I want to say it wasn't like too far. Yeah, you could be our court reporter. We would love that. We would love that. Brooks is very arrogant, and he doesn't look good in orange. He doesn't look good in the orange. So he's going to be living a long life behind bars with any hope. On July 8th, Brooks was brought into the police station for questioning, and we're going to watch a little piece of that tonight, and so you'll be able to get a feel for him. In the show, the police said, I don't know why I pushed show, but in the interrogation, the police said at first Brooks showed no emotion and that he was calm. About half an hour later, he showed he had a temper and was cussing at police. Halfway through his interrogation, he got a phone call. It was his brother, Nick Houck, who was a Bardstown police officer. So Brooks is literally in the interrogation/interview room with the police talking about Crystal's disappearance. His brother, who is a Bardstown police officer, calls him and says something to the effect of like, you need to get up and leave. They're trying to pin this on you. Don't say anything. And Nick told him to get up and go. And you could hear Brooks saying something to the effect of, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I should just get up and leave. It's so melodramatic. It's kind of like a soap opera, but it's like one of those things when you're watching it, you don't want to you're like secondhand embarrassment for them, You're just like secondhand embarrassment bad. Wiz running in late. Better late than never. Yeah. This is just this is a crazy one. And he is arrested. So he is one of the ones arrested. He's not the newest one arrested, but he finally did get arrested. And we'll come up on that here in just a moment too, because he was out for 8 years, way too long, 8 years. So on July 8th, Brooks was brought in. Okay, I've already said so. We're at the end of this. So Crystal's mom thought it was weird that since he kept claiming he was innocent, why would his brother need to tell him to stop talking? Because his brother kept saying stop talking. So Crystal's mom, she come forward and she's like, well, that's kind of weird. If he's innocent, why isn't he just talking to the cops? There's no problem there. She's a very, very wise woman. Hey, Parker. I'm going to put my chapstick on. Have you ever opened your mouth? Sorry, I'm taking like a intermission. But have you ever opened your mouth and your lips were dry on the side and it cracked? That happened to me the other day. Yesterday, I think it was. My lips a little messed up. What's going on with Mystic? You good, Mystic? There you are. Okay. So we'll go back over here. So the next day, Nick was called to testify in front of a grand jury. This is the brother. The police had a strong suspicion that Nick had a hand in the disappearance of Crystal. Nick was given a polygraph test and failed. They also searched Nick's police cruiser and found biological fluids in it. He told investigators he didn't care what the damn computer said and that he was innocent. Because that's what you say when you fail a lie detector. On October 16th, 2015, Nick was fired from the police department shortly after they named Brooks as a suspect. They searched the farm property and took several garbage bags of evidence and didn't find anything. They did find surveillance tapes of Nick and Brooks leaving closely together and thought that was interesting. I think that's interesting too. And Nick is not arrested as of right now. And I wonder why. So Nick is Brooks' brother. So what we've got here so far is we've got Crystal Rogers, mother of 5, victim, disappearance. And then we've got her, I think it was her fiance. They have a kid together. One of her 5 kids is with Brooks. So her and Brooks are together. So then Brooks' brother, his name's Nick, and he works for the police station. So you've got those 3. So you've got the brother, Nick, Brooks, the boyfriend, and then, our girl. So Nick is the brother who's also a cop. Yeah. Police officer. Yeah. Yeah. So that's, yeah. So I'm trying to make sure, because this case gets twisted, y'all. It's a twisted one. It gets there. So now we're going to go back and we're going to go to Tommy Ballard. So these 2 people here, this is Sherry and Tommy. These lovely people. And these are Crystal's parents. And Tommy Ballard was a force to reckon with. When his daughter went missing, he didn't stop. He didn't stop. And he probably would still be out there search. Actually, he would have got answers by now. But you know what I mean? He would still be searching if he needed to. Kentucky. So yeah, very nice couple. You can just tell when they were talking stuff. So we would always see him out there searching for his daughter, day in, day out. Didn't care what the temperature was. I mean, I said he was older last time. He's only in his 50s, I think. I think I put him in his 70s last time, but I thought he was older. I'm sorry, Tommy. But for an older gentleman though, to be out there July, August, those hot summer months, he was really wanting to find his baby. But on November 19th, 2016, so this would have been a year and 3 months after Crystal's disappearance, Tommy Ballard went hunting on his family property with his grandson, who was 12. He told his grandson he left something in the vehicle. He was killed by a single gunshot wound to the chest. The police tested Tommy's gun and ruled out the S word. He was actually shot through the trees, the tree line. You could see, I think, the bullet where it had hit the tree bark. And that's what they, that was their conclusion that they come to, that somebody had knelt down and was shooting from that area. So that would have been somebody that knew that Tommy would have been out there on that property and somebody that wanted him gone, because I think he was really getting close to a lot of stuff on this case. He was on it. If I didn't have my dad, you know what I mean? Like if my dad wasn't my dad, Tommy Ballard, perfect example of somebody you'd want looking for you. If you were, he was on it. So then someone killed her dad. Yeah. Yeah. So she's gone. She disappeared. We don't know where she's at. All we have is her car, her purse, her cell phone, and diaper bag, and a flat tire to go on. He's going hunting, a year and 3 months later with his grandson, trying to get his grandson out just to have a little bit of normalcy. And he is shot and killed with his grandson there. I couldn't even imagine. I don't know what the grandson's going through. I couldn't even imagine that. But to know my mom's disappeared, dad, grandpa, the only man you probably have left in your life, killed. Yeah, killed. So then Sherry's left being the only one that needs to fight, not only now to find her daughter, but she's got to wear the hat of Tommy Ballard, and that's a big hat to wear, and she's got to help find his murderer. It's terrible. So then we've got more connections that may be connected to these deaths. So a year later, a mother named Kathy and her daughter Samantha Netherland were killed at their home. Kathy was a special education teacher, and Samantha was 16, a sophomore in high school. They were murdered. Kathy was shot multiple times, and Samantha was bludgeoned and had her throat slit. So I don't know a whole lot about Kathy or her daughter Samantha. I feel like I need to dig into them more, but I do know more about the officer, Jason Ellis. So more mysterious deaths in Bardstown. In May 2013, so this would have been, a couple years before Crystal's disappearance and a couple years prior to Tommy's death. He's a Bardstown police officer, was on his way home, and he was killed off of exit 34. He got out of his car. It was being blocked. I believe it was by like a tree. And he got out of his car to move it. Sound familiar? And we work a lot of cases that sound like that. And he was killed by a 12-gauge shotgun. Crazy. Yeah, 2015, 2016. Yeah. I don't know anything about Kathy or Samantha. That's the only picture I could even find. It's so blurry. I felt so bad. But I don't know a lot about them. And they're connecting everything to everything, but the Jason Ellis seems like it could be connected. I mean, him and Nick work together. There's a connection there. He was set up kind of like Tommy Ballard, lying in wait. Someone's lying in wait to shoot. There's a lot of similarities. So this is going to be what the new stuff is, kind of, because we just now have arrests made. So, hi, Ivy. Welcome in. Hey, Gary. I thought I saw someone else too. Maybe not. Hello, if I missed anybody. So there's arrest made. And this was the first guy. Now, that's a scary individual. On September 7th, Joseph Lawson, a 32-year-old Nelson County man, was charged with criminal conspiracy to commit and tampering with physical evidence in connection with Roger's death. He pleaded not guilty in Nelson Circuit Court, and his bond was set at $500,000 cash. Oh, it got him in a wheelchair. I wonder if they had to strap his butt down to get a picture of him. Have the funds, not the talent to solve. Yeah. Oh. Kathy and Samantha were found a phone. Oh, wait. Oh. Thanks, Christina. Kathy and Samantha were found a phone scrambler on the roof of front porch. Oh. Wow. I didn't know that. We're going to be digging into some people. So I want to dig into these three individuals that we're about to be talking about, because they all have weird past. Like this guy here, his rap sheet was like, and he said, I don't want to like, don't quote me verbatim, but it was like, you're going to be my next victim or something along those lines. Say what? If that guy was looking at me, I would be scared. He looks like he's been on, I don't want to judge people, but he looks like he's on meth. I mean, look at his eyes. He looks like he's on the good meth. I don't know if there's good meth, but you know what I mean? He's like, his eyes are so wide. And he's even like, his chest. I mean, I hope she didn't see that guy that night. I hope that wasn't the last face you saw. On September 27th, Brooks Houck was arrested and charged with okay, actually, let me go back for just a second here. So when Joseph Lawson was arrested, that's when I believe we did our first live. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have an arrest. And we knew the name. We knew that last name Lawson, but we couldn't place it. Well, then we were thinking, and we're like, wait a minute here. During the interrogation / interview with Brooks, and I'm going to play this clip in a minute. He calls somebody. And the guy that he calls, he talks to him for a few minutes, and he says the guy's name is Stephen Lawson. And so everyone on the internet was like, wait a minute, was Stephen Lawson Joseph Lawson's dad? Because, I mean, what are the chances? And yeah, confirmed. Confirmed, I guess it is. I need lots of chocolate to think about Crystal's case. I know. Method for sure. I know what you meant. I love it that I said method. I wonder why he's in the wheelchair. He looks like he's almost strapped down. So then we got Brooks. So on September 27th, this was a good day. Like, because I've been wanting him to be arrested for 8 years. Brooks Houck was arrested and charged with complicity to murder and tampering with physical evidence. His bond was set at $10 million. A little bit higher than old Joe over there. But he also owns businesses and has like a standing in the area, I guess you would say. So they think that he would leave. He does look like a criminal. He does. Oh yeah, Mystic's right there. The Brian girls. I'm in that subreddit still. I need to go check it out. Did I really cut off half of this? I did. Okay. Well, this is Joseph Lawson. I'll go by my notes. He's 53. So he would have been 45 at the time of the crime. He's been indicted on charges of criminal conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence in the Rogers case. And that's him. Like father, like son. Like father, like freaking son. So you've got these three guys. You got Joseph Lawson, 32 years old now. So he'd have been 24, roughly 24 at the time of the crime. And he's Steve's son. This is like a whole family thing. I need a whiteboard. So you've got, okay, we're going to do this. The good people. Sherry Ballard, Tommy Ballard, Crystal Rogers. Crystal and Tommy are no longer with us. Then you've got the suspects. So you got a father and a daughter killed. Then you've got the suspects that are a father and a son. I guess keeping it in family. Keeping it in the family. I was going to say that, Dana. Really? You're born and raised down there? Oh, man. Yeah. Money does talk. It does. I'm from a small town myself. So then the property search, I only did the last property. So I didn't do all the properties. So I'm going to start from now and continue to put them all into this document for us to refer back to in case we need to. So multiple law enforcement agencies conducted another massive dig in Nelson County, on Wednesday. And it actually started on Monday. I guess locals started seeing them there on Monday, with ties to at least one of the high-profile unsolved cases that have gripped the Commonwealth. So those are the three cases that we talked about tonight. Crystal, we'll go back. Sorry, because I'm going to forget everyone's name. Crystal, and then we had Kathy and her daughter, Samantha, and then we had Jason Ellis. So it was one of those three cases when they were searching this property. But since they have already buried Jason Ellis and Tommy Ballard, that only leaves Crystal as like missing, to where everyone is like, that's what they're looking for. And I believe that. Let's see, where were we at? So yeah, I wanted to go over that one. Yeah, I said that's a rabbit hole. I want to go over those guys on the next live because it's a lot. So this is the road here. Actually, I can probably show you. I can't show you the exact spot, but I have a picture of it, so I'll show it to you. I'll get you a picture. So I wanted to show you the part of the interview with Brooks and Houck where he calls Stephen Lawson, because that's how they tie into each other. So it's literally on camera that they know each other. He calls him with the detective in the room. Not a very smart move, if you ask me, but okay. And during this conversation, it gets. I mean, I think that he thought this was going to work. That this was going to work. This guy was going to hook, line, and sinker it. He's going to sell it, but he didn't. He wasn't selling it. And the officer, we'll listen to it for a couple minutes afterwards too, because the officer straight is like, hold on a second. And his next question is priceless. So if you guys haven't got to see Brooks in action, this is how Brooks Houck acts, at least under police interrogation. And I fast forwarded because the cop did leave the room for a little, like a few minutes. So he just sat there trying to look sad. Not doing a good job at it.
Okay, if we put that number in?
Yeah, go right ahead. Do what you gotta do.
Looks like you got a couple missing. I don't know how to do that.
You
I've got an Apple phone. So just, I
You
think,
just want to put the number in, right?
or check contacts or however you do it to see who it is, yeah.
I'm going to put the closed captionings on just so that you guys can kind of see it. I think it's on now.
Just call it. Oh, Steve Lawson.
Okay, who is Steve Lawson?
He's somebody that works for me. Hey, Steve. Hey, I can't hear you real good. I'm gonna ask you to speak up a little bit, okay?
Okay, sir.
Hey, I was wanting to know, hey, I've got some things going on next week.
And just remember right now too, at this time, this Steve Lawson guy wasn't on the cops' radar. He wasn't arrested until he's the third one. He's the last one to be arrested. So this is 8 years ago. So just like thinking about this conversation now, these two dirty dogs, you know, I wonder if there was a code way that they were going to talk to each other. Like if I say, hey, I can barely hear you, that means I'm with the cops or something along those lines.
Week, I'm gonna need your help with it. Are you already booked up, or can you help me?
I haven't moved up yet. I'm still looking for a place. That's why I needed them numbers from you.
All right. Well, I can write them all down and get them there for you. But I was actually talking about doing some more work with your little skid steer and so forth. Mine's still broke down.
Well, like I said, get with me tomorrow. I'm coming. I know you have a hard time hearing me because it's where I'm located at.
All right.
So just get in touch with me tomorrow and we'll see what we can do. But my question, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry about everything that's going on in your life, brother, and I got you in my prayers.
I said it is a very difficult and trying time, but I appreciate you saying that. But hey, I need your help while I got you on the phone here. Do you remember the other night you called me really, really late, and I forgot what you asked me. Can you
Before he starts with his lying bull crap, and I'll replay this, he's going to say, remember the other night when you called me? It was really, really late. What did you ask me? Now, if someone calls you at 12 o'clock at night and they ask you a question, you're going to know what that dumb question is because that's what you're going to be thinking in your head. Why are you calling me at 12 o'clock at night? Ask me a stupid question because normal people are in bed, but not Brooks. He's out with the kid and everything, cutting up lumber. So I'll let this play through. And then he also, Steve pretends like he doesn't know Crystal's name. He calls her Katie, I think.
We'll see what we can do. But my question, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry about everything that's going on in your life, brother, and I got you in my prayers.
I said it is a very difficult and trying time, but I appreciate you saying that. But hey, I need your help while I got you on the phone here. Do you remember the other night you called me really, really late, and I forgot what you asked me. Can you? I guess we wasn't on the phone. I might have been tired. I know it was pretty late at night. Can you remember what you asked me or what you were after? I can't remember.
Yes, sir, I can. I called to ask you for them numbers for a house.
Oh, for a rental house.
Yes, sir, I did.
And what did I forgot? What did I tell you?
You told me that you would call, what's her name, Katie or whatever, she handles all that.
Crystal.
Crystal, okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
And you said she handles all that, and that you would get back with me on it.
All right. Thank you so much, now.
Hey, if there's anything I can do, you give me a call.
Thank you. You have a good night now.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you, he said. Yep.
Okay,
Watch this cop.
so that begs a question in my mind.
All right.
Perfect.
If she's in the truck next to you when he called, why would you need to call her about getting numbers for rental
Because
property?
being that way.
Did you hear it? Now he said, Crystal was with him in the truck. So why would he need to get off the phone with Steve to call Crystal to ask her about the rental properties if Crystal was in the truck? That cop, he was quick. He was quick with it. I'm going to rewind and let you listen to, he was really fast with getting back to him. But, and then I'll let you hear his response.
That you would get back with me on it.
All right. Thank you so much, Nell.
Hey, if there's anything I can do, you give me a call.
Thank you. You have a good night now.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. So that begs a question in my mind.
All right.
If she's in the truck next to you when he called, why would you need to call her about getting numbers for rental property?
Because being that late at night, we're headed to the house. I just wouldn't. She normally is not going to deal with stuff that late. And I probably didn't even look at the phone to see who it was calling me. I'm sure I just answered it.
But he said you told him that you need to call her.
All right.
Why would you need to call her? That's an odd phrase for someone who's sitting next to you in the truck. Do you understand? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. But that's if that right there is what I told him, that right there is what I told him. We wasn't on the phone that long, but normally I would just, she handles all that, and that's what I would do. She's not going to want to mess with that kind of stuff that late. I'm sure I probably tried to answer the phone really quickly, so that it wouldn't, a lot of times after I get moving, Eli goes to sleep, sometimes he goes to sleep in the truck, sometimes he doesn't. So if you want to call him, you got his number and everything. If you want to call him, you can call him.
Well, you got his number. You can call him. If he would have just stopped and not been so cocky, he got cocky, right? If he would have just stopped with, what did you ask me before, if he would have just said, we talked that night, and Crystal was in the car with me, right? Or something, that guy would have been like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Or whatever. But he let that guy go too long. They were talking too long to where it was like, oh yeah, you said you had to call Crystal and then call me back. And that's where he messed up. He messed up everywhere, but I think that's when the cops were like, we are all ready for you now, buddy, and your brother. I think that's just kind of like, they were thinking this and it just kind of confirmed it for them that, yeah, this is the guy. Look at him. Look at him right now. He's with his leg just, and his brother, y'all know his brother quizzed him on how to sit, how to present himself to where he didn't look guilty. Do you know what I mean? He looks relaxed. He's kind of sat back in the chair. I guarantee you they should have, but they haven't even really charged them with murder because they don't have Crystal. I think they're just really waiting on Crystal, to find something of Crystal's. And I hope that they're close. But I wanted to give you a little piece of how he is. So maybe we'll play the whole interview one day because it's a pretty good one, actually. Because after that, that's when his brother Nick calls. And I'm wondering if there was some sort of something set up to where he could press a button and it could alert his brother to call him or something. You know what I mean? Because it was perfect timing. It was right when he needed to get out of there. Was when his brother called. It was perfect timing. Almost too perfect. So, yeah. And then him acting like he didn't know her name, calling her Katie, knowing now. Oh, you dirty dog. And I've got the documents too. We'll go through the ones that they put out for him. So let's go ahead and talk about the search on Thompson Hill Road. So a rumor is that they have never searched that area before. And Crystal's grandparents seem to think that they're searching for Crystal, and I'm inclined to believe them. I think that they might be right. So, this should be is this the right one? Hold on. Where did I put it? Oh, I have it on there already. Oh my gosh. I was on the different page. I was like, where did I put that video? It's right on the screen right now. Yeah. Pre-planned. Oh, I think so. I mean, if you have two family members, so, and that's crazy too, because that's what we were talking about earlier. Okay. So Joseph Lawson would have been 24 at the time of the crime. Brooks Houck would have been, let me see, like 33. Wait. Yeah, 33, 32, 33. And then Steve Lawson would have been like 45. How does one guy in his early 30s or mid 30s get two other guys to help him? Like, what's he thinking? What's going on up in here? You know, get them to commit such a I don't even know what happened to Crystal. I want to know. I mean, I do, but I don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's horrific. I'm just, man, just knowing them, I know she's not above ground. You know, like if she's even still like up, if there's even anything left. Do you know what I mean? I just, it's so devastating. I hope that I hope so much that they come out this weekend or next week and they say, you know, we did find something out there and this is what we found, but we wanted to test it to confirm what it is. And they'll be able to give her family some justice, because it's been 8 years. I'm sure Sherry knows that her daughter's probably not coming back. You know, she just probably wants to put her to rest and give that to her grandkids. You know, I mean, wouldn't you want that for your son? Could you imagine? You have a little boy now that's growing up without his mother. You did that. Man. Okay. So I'm going to play this short video. It's just about the property search out in Bardstown. So.
A new dig happening in Nelson County as we speak, connected to one of Bardstown's unsolved cases. It is our top story here at 4. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Brooke Hash. They are searching in Cox Creek, which is in Nelson County. The dig has been focused on this property off of Thompson Hill Road. It's near the Nelson and Bullitt County lines. You can see here that property butts up against a wooded area with a long gravel driveway leading up to a house. Our Shay McAllister is down in Nelson County with photojournalist Jessica Farley. Shay, what do you know about this dig?
Well, Brooke, as far as we can tell, this is the first time authorities have searched this particular property in connection to any of the Bardstown cases. Uniquely here, we have to say any of the Bardstown cases because police are not specifying which case they're focusing on. It could be Tommy Ballard, Crystal Rogers, or Jason Ellis. We have spoken with both of those families today. They tell us they're staying hopeful that answers were found. Down a long driveway tucked on a rural property behind thick woods, FBI special agents and Kentucky State police officers work on the latest search connected to the unsolved cases in Bardstown. Special prosecutor Shane Young confirming the effort is in connection to one of 3 cases: Jason Ellis, Tommy Ballard, or Crystal Rogers. Rogers' grandfather, Till Ballard, got word of the search Wednesday afternoon. He said he had to see it for himself. He says his heart tells him they're looking for Crystal.
I believe it has to be Crystal's remains because Jason Ellis, they buried him and we buried Tommy. So she's the only one in Nelson County that's left. But
Like father, like son. He dropped everything when he heard that they were out there searching. And he was like, I want to be there. I want to be helping. I want to know something, what's going on. I just want to be here for support. Probably, do you want a coffee or something? Oops, great family.
I just hope the day comes that we can get her remains and bury her, and everybody involved in this pay for it the rest of their lives.
Today was day 3 of searching, according to neighbors. The first police vehicles and equipment were spotted at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. Neighbors also pointed out this property just up the road. They say this is where the search started, with a giant hole dug behind this trailer earlier this week. On Wednesday, we saw heavy excavating equipment, dozens of unmarked police vehicles, and construction equipment all gone by 2 p.m., wrapping up earlier than previous days, according to neighbors. Authorities have not said what they're looking for or how this property is connected to the cases. Still, families are holding out hope.
It feels real good maybe finally we'll get some justice and find Crystal's remains.
We also spoke with Jason Ellis's family today. They tell us that they too are holding out hope that somehow this property holds ties to his case and eventually some answers. Officials will not confirm if searching will continue tomorrow or where they are in that process. We know that Kentucky State Police has been keeping this site secure since the search started on Monday, and right now they are not here. Live in Nelson County, I'm Shay McAllister, WHAS 11 on your. Oops.
I just closed the wrong window. I just closed the wrong one, guys. Oops. I'm trying to think of what it doesn't matter. I can look at that, Benny. It does. I don't have the same one, I guess. But I was going to ask you guys something about that. Oh, I'm wondering if that property. So they said that they're searching that property out there. It is like 30 minutes from the property that they had searched, Brooks's property at. I think it's. Let me see the address. I wrote it down. 345 Paschal, Ballard Lane, which is very eerie. That's Ballard Lane. But let me see. But the so from that address to the new search address where they're searching today, or they've been searching, I'm sorry, this week, it's like 30 minutes, 31 minutes there. Look, 32 to 33 minutes, it says. So, I mean, they could be looking in the right spot. Let's see here. I think it was this one, actually. Look at that. Maybe. I think this was it. Okay, I found it. I've looked at like so many articles. They're all like, when you press an article, it turns a different color. I'm like, they're all the same. So that's him here. He's a scary individual. Him and his son both look a little scary. It says here, Steve Lawson, who talked with Brooks Houck by the phone the night after the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, has been indicted on charges of criminal conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence in the Rogers case. And if you guys don't mind, since while I'm reading through the article, since I haven't bothered you too much tonight to like the video, if you guys don't mind just taking a second to hit the like button, that way it'll get sent out more into the algorithm and more people can, get more aware of this case. Because they're going to be going to court soon. So it says Lawson, according to the December 6th Nelson County indictment, agreed to aid one or more persons in the planning or commission of the death of another, and then destroyed, mutilated, concealed, removed, or altered physical evidence on July 3rd or July 4th, 2015, when Rogers disappeared. So, like, it's crazy. His indictment, it says to aid one or more persons in the planning or commission of the death of another, so me and Crystal, and then destroying whatever the evidence was. And I'm assuming that it was Crystal was part of the evidence by destroying, mutilating, concealing, or removing or altering. I mean, his bond has been set at $500,000 cash. Lawson is scheduled to be arraigned on December 21st. Let me write this down. I have like a thing that I'm trying to get everyone's court cases together. Look at this. My Post-it note that's got like a million names. We're going to use the back. We cover a lot of cases. I like it. December. Oh, that's my cat's adoption day. I'm going to forget that. Don't take the spotlight from my kitty. I'm just kidding. You can have it for her. Not you, but her. After 8 years of investigation, Lawson is the third man charged in Rogers' disappearance in recent months. His son, Joseph Lawson, and Houck have also been indicted. I wonder what Brooks is thinking right now. I wonder what he's thinking. Like, hey, Brandywine, I'm wondering, Aw, well, we love you too. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening while you're driving. I do that sometimes too, listen while I drive. I did that the other day, actually, because I didn't really feel like listening to music. Says Rogers was last seen during the 4th of July weekend in 2015. Her car was left running on the side of Bluegrass Parkway with her purse still inside. She's presumed dead, but her body has never been found. I'm wondering now if they'll go back. I mean, let's say they haven't found Crystal yet. They haven't found anything. If they will go back and they'll talk to the Lawson guys to try to pin it on Brooks, or whoever talks first gets a little bit of a deal, since they have more than one. That's usually how it works. The first to talk, first to walk. One more arrest, Jan. Yep, we got one more we need at least. Allegedly, in my opinion, Brooks' brother, Nick. And then if there was anybody else that was involved with any of these other deaths, they need to be indicted and arrested as well. But for sure, you guys are absolutely correct. So Steve Lawson's attorney, Theodore Leavitt, said Lawson has always maintained his innocence and has always revealed he would never hurt that lady. And he never did hurt that lady in any way whatsoever. That lady. That's a good statement to put out. Because you didn't remember her name before, So I guess you're going to keep going with that. The attorney said in an interview that Lawson has voluntarily met more than a dozen times with investigators. Still arrested. I've been on this case for several months. I have a great deal of confidence in what my client says to me. I don't have any confidence in your client. Leavitt said, I'm just going to call him the attorney, said the prosecution claims they have recently discovered additional information in the case, but have not yet revealed what it is. He said he has not seen any of the evidence in the case yet. Oh, yeah. I want to know. I want to know everything. We've been waiting 8 years. So I wonder if they... So, okay. Let me see how they say his name on the speech thing here. I hate when I don't say him right. Lavitt. Oh, I guess that's easy enough. Lavitt also confirmed that Joseph Lawson is Steve Lawson's son. Shane Young, who is the Hardin County Commonwealth's attorney, but is prosecuting the case as a special assistant for the Attorney General's office, declined to discuss details of the case on Friday. In September, Joseph Lawson was charged with criminal conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence in connection with the death of Rogers. Steve Lawson was actually indicted on tampering with physical evidence in May, according to court records. And you'll see the court records, because at first I was very confused. I was like, why does this say May? So he got the tampering with evidence, physical evidence in charge in May. And then he was indicted on the conspiracy to commit murder charge December 6th of this year. So Steve Lawson, Houck, the primary suspect in the disappearance of Rogers, was arrested September 27th after being charged with complicity to murder and tampering with physical evidence. Houck was the last person seen with Rogers, his former girlfriend, and the mother of his 10-year-old son. He was 8 at the time, or 2 at the time. He has pleaded not guilty and is in jail on $10 million bond. I wonder how his relationship is with his dad. Does anyone know that dynamic? I'm really curious. I'm wondering if Brooks is like an overprotective father. I'm assuming Brooks's parents are very overprotective grandparents. I can just assume. But I'm wondering how he is with his dad, or if he knows in his head something's up, or if he knows something because he knows something. You know what I mean? Kids know things. I don't care how old you are. You can hold in a memory. I hope he doesn't have any memories, but I'm just saying he was there that night with them. So Brooks's family has them. Yeah, that's who I think too. I think that I don't know his family, but I know that they didn't really like Crystal, and but they wanted that grandbaby. They didn't want her to leave with that grandbaby. I mean, heck no, they didn't. It's crazy. He's pled not guilty, but he's in jail on a $10 million bond. So this is the new paperwork that came out. And the docket on Twitter always has all the documents for every case. Like, I was like, I know there's got to be documents in this case out if they've arrested somebody. And the last time I got documents, I don't even know where I think I went to their site, like the website. This time they didn't have them. So shout out to them because they always have it in Adobe or whatever. They'll have like every case. I don't think the person sleeps. I really don't. This is who I thought you were talking about the other day, Jan, when you said something about something about documents, and I thought you said the docket. And I was like, oh, the docket. You're like, no. And it was like something else. I forget. And I was like, oh, Jan, you could be right. You could be right. We've seen it. We've seen it in cases. I mean, okay, I'm going to refer to this one, Pike County Massacre. One family took out another family because of custody, child custody. Just because of child custody. 5 members took out 8 members in one night. New case in Idaho. That's what it was. You were like, the documents are like online, and I was like, oh, and I went to the docket on Twitter, and I'm like, I don't see it anywhere on this Twitter. I was having a moment there. But this is for Stephen Eugene Lawson. This is the tampering with physical evidence. So this is going to be the May 24th charge, but these just now came out. We just now are getting these. So it says on July 3rd, 2015 or July 4th, 2015 in Nelson County, Kentucky, the above named defendant acting alone or in complicity with others committed the offense of tampering with physical evidence when he destroyed, mutilates, concealed, removed, or alters physical evidence which he believes is about to be produced or used in an official proceeding with intent to impair its variety or availability in the official proceeding, or fabricated any physical evidence with intent that it may be introduced in the official proceedings. And I can't read this person's handwriting. I don't know who this court person is, but I'm like, it's worse than mine, and I have the worst handwriting. But it's $50,000 bail bond, which we already knew that. And then he's 5'11", 160, Caucasian male. This is his warrant for his arrest for the tampering with physical evidence. The states out west, they need to get their stuff together out there too. Like, it's really a lot of them. We get a lot of those west states, like Suzanne Morphew. I mean, there's so many. There's just so many out there out west. Kylie Rodney, California. I mean, there's this like a bunch of California too. So this is going to be the order sealing indictment. And it just says this matter coming before the court, and the court being sufficiently advised is hereby order the indictment issued in this matter, and any corresponding paperwork shall be sealed until further order of this court or until the above listed party has been arrested and appears before this court. So that's what it looks like they did. So they sealed up everything. And then when he was arraigned for the murder charge or for this charge, that's when they unsealed it. Because it says review on 7/6/2023. And then this is another order. I think this is the same kind of order. And this is about the bond. So it's for the defendant's bond is hereby modified to $50,000. So I'm wondering, that's just for the tampering with evidence. And that was June 12th, 2023. That was dated. I'm sorry. This order here is for the arraignment, and he was going to be scheduled for the arraignment July 6th. But they continued it to August 17th. And then they just said that they want to seal the copies of all the paperwork and all that. Do not make any entries into Kentucky courts or e-warrants until this indictment has been unsealed. Wow. Don't let anyone know. That's pretty much what they're saying. Probably because they didn't want Brooks to know. If they're charging this guy in May and they didn't arrest Brooks till September, they didn't want this dude going, Brooks, they're coming down on us, buddy. Let's get our story straight, or let's move something, or, it's just, oof. So then they had to schedule the arraignment for August 17th, but then they continued it to October 19th. I think they were just probably trying to make them good towards the same date. So then they did it again. They moved it from the 19th to the arraignment to the November 16th, and they're going to move it again. They moved it to the 21st. It says right here, continue to the, I think, that's this one, isn't it? But I think it is. Continue to 12/7 at 9 a.m. So then that was dated on the 16th. So they just kept continuing. Those are all just continuances for the case. And then here, Commonwealth, for the physical tampering with physical evidence, it's continued to 12/21 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then now we got the grand jury charges, count 1. And this is for the conspiracy to commit murder charge. So this is on July 3rd or 4th in Nelson County, Kentucky. The above named defendant committed the offense of criminal conspiracy to commit murder when, with the intention of promoting or facilitating the crime, when he agreed to aid one or more persons in the planning or commission of the crime, or an attempt or solicitation to commit the crime when he and or the co-conspirators intentionally cause the death of another. Now, I'm just going to say, they have to have some sort of evidence if they got between 12 to 16, 18, however many grand jurors you have to have. I know it's more usually than 12 to be on a grand jury. They all indicted them. Indict. So wonder what they're showing them that we haven't seen yet. I want to know. I hope it's something that knocks my socks off. And as this says, clerk, please seal exhibits pending further order of the court. I don't know how I freaking read that. Criminal conspiracy to commit murder, same thing, $500,000 bail though. So I wonder if it has to pay $550,000 actually. And this is continued to the 21st. So both of these are now going to be addressed on the 21st of December, which is a Thursday. And that's all of them. So that's what we've got. You've shrunk, Cheryl? Are you guys talking about your height? Parker's on 5.2 1/4. Cheryl, me too. She said, I put 20 pounds. I put on 20 pounds I can't get off, and I don't eat a lot. Preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir. I don't know what's going on with me either. I'd like to lose like 5 or 10. But my problem is I'm sitting more. That's what I know what my problem is. My problem is I'm sitting more. I'm not like as active as I used to be because I haven't been working out. Let's face it. I'm not going to say because I'm doing YouTube because that's just crazy talk. I've got more hours in the day. I do need to walk more. But I'm hard on myself because I need to just walk a little bit. And I bought, so since I'll just put me on the screen for this story, but I bought a one piece leotard outfit thing. You know how you like dancers wear, but it's one piece and it's so, I'm about to grab it, but you put your whole body in it and then you just put it over your arms. Well, I got a small because I've always been a small my whole life. I've always gotten a small in everything I've worn. And I got it. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. I was so mad because I wanted it so bad. So I didn't have to keep pulling up my leggings. That's just one piece. You throw a sweater over it. That I ordered the medium. And the medium fit today. I was like, do you want to try this on, Tanya, and really make yourself sad? And then I was like, it's like a leotard kind of like that. I didn't get that one from Target. I got that one from Dick's. I went to Target. They had one I wanted. Then I went back every day to look for a medium. They didn't have it. The other day they had a medium when I was with Vincent. And I was like, oh my God. And I just ordered that one. So I was like, no, I'll wait. And I love this one more. The one I got is a lot better. And it was cheaper. Can't beat that. But yeah, I was so excited about that thing. But now I'm really excited because it got the right size. And I kept the small because I'm going to be back to that size sometime. I always fluctuate my weight. My weight fluctuates like crazy ever since my accident. Oh, Parker, me too. She said, I like Target. I love Target. I do wear clothes for my boutique, Cheryl. I do. Just not, I should be wearing them on my lives, and I don't know why I don't. Hello. They're cute. But I do. I wear like the two-piece outfits a lot that I have. The one that's brown, that thing will keep you warm and like no matter what the weather. It's crazy. And then I do have 2 jackets, like little shackets that I have that I wear. But I just really like these sweaters I have. I have like a few sweaters. I wear like the same thing over and over. And I have like a closet and a room full of clothes. Like you guys would be amazed. You'd be like, Tanya, you have a lot of clothes. I mean, it's a full store, but I don't like to wear them. I like to be comfortable. I like to be comfortable. Oh, I thought my necklace broke. Would have been bad. Hey, Nancy. I know. Look at Nancy back here. She's living life right. She's living life right. I usually will put her like back in the corner and I'll open that door throughout the day so that she doesn't scare my dog. She scares my dog. See, I'm tall. I'm 5'8". I'm pretty tall. But my weight fluctuates. Like, oh my gosh, last year, I look like I was like, that looks like a different person. And I'm not that much bigger. I'm probably like 140 maybe around there. 5'8". So yeah, about that. Maybe 130, 138, 140 something. But I mean, I feel like you guys never get to see how big really people are because they, we never stand up. Like we're always just like sitting. But I think I've stood up a couple times, I think, all my lives. You feel tall, Parker said. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's one of my nicer scarves. I think I got that for a Christmas present, I think, from a friend. Yeah, Cheryl, 140 is a really good weight for my height. I just wish it was proportion different. I think every woman says that, every woman says that. Jan, you're 5'6". That's how tall my mom was. She was 5'8", she said, and then she shrunk 2 inches. I was like, oh, how's that happen, Mom? And I swear I grew. After my surgeries. They said the rods don't make you grow taller. But I'm telling y'all what, the first time I stood up, and I was like, it was one of the first times I was able to stand up at home in front of my aunt. And she looked so short. Like even my mom was like, how did you get taller? And I'm like, I don't know. We even measured me. And I think I was measuring at like 5'9". I'm not getting measured again. Because people were like, because I called and asked the doctor right away, my surgeon, they probably thought I was nuts. I've asked every question. So if you have any questions about titanium, ask me. Or if you want a question answered, I'll call. I'll ask. I'll ask the questions you don't want to ask. I really will. If I have that specialist for it, I don't want to call like a random specialist and be like, hey, what's this? But I hear that you shrink as you get older. And I have the worst posture. So it's worse when you sit down. I don't know if you guys know, like when you sit down, your posture gets worse. You're muscular, Parker. I'm a little muscular, I guess. I used to work out every single day. I just kind of stopped just recently. I mean, I still do like yoga and like meditate and stuff like that, but I don't do like hard workouts. I used to get down with them. I would be running on a treadmill, and I'm not supposed to be running. I mean, they told me if I can run, you can run if it don't hurt. But, they didn't think that I would be running. But the right music will make you run. No, don't say that, Roseanne. The other day I was talking to my doctor about hot flashes. I was like, I'm having these hot flashes. And he's like, well, how old are you? And I'm like, I gave him a look. You went through it, Cheryl. You've been through the menopause, man. My mom went through it. She didn't have hot flashes, she said, but she turned cold as ice. Like she was like broke. There was something like broke with her for a minute because my mom was going through it at 50 menopause. And then my brother was getting their house built and they were like, it's going to be ready in 2 weeks, Mom. Can we move in with you for 2 weeks, Mom? They had 3 children at the time. They had 3. They have 5 now. But they were all under the age of like 10. My mom's like, sure. So then they come. So everything was so chaotic and hectic around her that she checked out mentally. Like my mom checked out mentally. I remember her going through it. I remember I yelled at her. I yelled at my mom. I never yelled at my mother. You just don't do that. That's disrespectful. But I was so mad at her one night because like my brother was still there and his wife and the kid. You know how it goes with family, and you're upset and you're trying to get your point across. And I was a teenager. I was probably 16 at the time, 16. And I said something to her and she didn't give me a reaction. And I cussed at her. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I cussed. And I never did that to my mom. That was the first time ever. And I did it because I wanted a reaction out of her. It was like, what is going on? And then years later, she told me, she's like, I was going through menopause. I checked out. She's like, I don't even remember that happened. And I was like, what? I've been feeling bad for the last like 5 years of my life for, But she was like, I don't even remember it. But I think it was just like the craziness. She was like, she checked out. She was done. So I kind of hope I get kind of like she was, because she was just kind of like turned it off and was like, whatever. She didn't care. She didn't care. She didn't have hot flashes though. I get them a lot, like a whole lot. I don't know if I think it's medication maybe or something I'm on. They keep saying it's something different. They think it was POTS, but I'm not sure what that is. It's something I guess happens after trauma. But my neurologist said, I don't think that's what it is. I said, okay then. Yeah, I got hot flashes. I don't even have menopause yet. You guys have been through it and done with it. I feel like half of our chat is on the side of menopause and the other side is not. Like it's a good chat to have because people that are like my age or a little bit older than me, then we have questions and you guys have questions and we can get together and we can all answer each other's questions. So that's what I think I'm gonna use my other channel for like trauma and like all that kind of stuff too. I think that's what we're gonna do over there because that'll be a good channel for that. At 10, I was young, 12, 11 or 12. DM said I wish. Oh yeah, I get hot flashes just like all the time, just all the time. Like today, I think that I do have high blood pressure. I forgot to tell Vincent. It was really high, guys. It was like 150 something over 140 or 120, 126, I think. 140 something over 120 something. I've never had I don't have abnormal blood pressure. It's always low usually or right on. But my mom had high blood pressure, and I guess you could probably inherit that. Now, if anybody has high blood pressure in the chat before I look it up, because I'm gonna be Googling this, can hot blood pressure, if you have high blood pressure, can it make you hot, like physically hot? Because I'm wondering that. I'm wondering. Oh no. 3 major breaks in 2 years from osteoporosis. Oh my gosh. I drink a lot of milk. I do. I drink like a gallon every 3 days. I drink so much milk. I drink as much milk as a teenage boy does. It's not good. Yeah. Nope, it's not. I get really hot. I get so hot. But my blood pressure was so high, it was scary. Like, and what happened was I was walking the dogs. Every story is going to come up like that. And these 2 kids were taking their dog out, and I didn't realize they had their dog with them. And Mia saw the dog. So she was like barking, and she ran after it. Like she has a leash that like, it'll pull her. But then her sister ran too. And so I had to pull them both back. So I was just like, very anxiety was in hyperdrive. So I'm okay. I'm going to show you guys the one I use. I used this thing and it was pumping up so much today. I felt like it was going to break on my arm. So like, I'm wondering if I should do it again. I'm about to do it with you guys just like on my live. Let's just take my blood pressure before I get off the live. And let's see if, because maybe I need to, maybe I need to go somewhere and have it checked. It was 174 over 123 earlier. No, Mike, I haven't. I shouldn't talk while I'm doing it, but I am. So when I went to the dentist 2 weeks ago, I'll take it again later too. They told me that they didn't want to do dental work because my blood pressure was running high. And I'm like, impossible. My blood pressure doesn't run high. And she's like, I know, you've been here before. It was fine. And I'm like, I know. And then she took it again. And then manually she did it. And she said it read better then. But it's still running like really high. Now it's saying 160. This has to be wrong. 162 over 125. Like, you guys can't see it. I'm about to like, how do you reset these stupid things? I need a nurse. I might have to take like a nerve pill or something, but I hope your blood pressure though. That's wrong, isn't it, Alicia? That can't be right. That just can't be right. I would be like, wouldn't I be like dead? But they did say it ran high at the dentist the other day. That's why I'm kind of concerned. I'm even on medication that lowers it, so maybe I should take some. I do have headaches. I get Botox for headaches. You'd be in the ER. That's what I thought, Alicia. That's high, isn't it? Wonder how you like. I don't think I've took the plastic off this thing yet. Maybe I have. I have something on it. I bought this because I'm on medication. I'm supposed to take it every day. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not crossed. Nothing's crossed. I'm gonna have Vincent mess with this whenever I get off the live and see if he can reset it. But I feel fine, you know. So weird. I took the batteries out and put them back in. So I'm going to try it one more time. And I won't talk. $159 over $117. It's still like, oh, I don't have it. There we go. Guess it's getting better. I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. Yours is high too. We're all like, ours is so high. Like my lips are so like, they are so shiny tonight because I had this Vaseline on them. Yeah. That's what I was doing. I was just breathing good. Yeah. Because I'm always at like 120 over 80. Like it's always like perfect. You know what I mean? In the perfect standard. So I'm going to see if there's a way to recalibrate that thing. I don't know. That's weird. I'm going to have to go to the Sam's Club tomorrow and get hooked up to the little machine. Yeah. Because I know anything over like the 120 over 80 is like reads right. Because my aunt's a nurse, so I know I don't know a lot about the medical field, but I know a lot about the simple things. Do you know, like, not that's not simple. I don't want to say that because that's not simple. But you know, like the I guess it like the first and second year nursing school stuff or something, I guess I would say. And I think it's probably because I was in the hospital for so long too. Yeah, I'm gonna check because I think it's this. Like I have never used this, and I never really used it when I got it. It was bad to me, but now it's just reading really high, and that's weird. I'm on medication, but not for high blood pressure, but I'm on it for my, like I get shaky hands. So they put me on this medication and it makes your blood pressure go lower. So they want me to always check it like throughout the day to make sure it doesn't go too low. That's why when I'm reading up high, it's like, whoa, that's weird. That's really high, isn't it? I'm going to get off here and have Vincent figure this thing out. He better not be sleeping. It's Friday. It's Friday. See, and that could be it too, Mike. I was thinking that because you're exactly right. Pain also makes your blood pressure high. That's the only time I've ever read high was when I was in physical pain. And I know that I have pain in that tooth, but I can't feel it because it's numb. But my body is still probably processing it the same way as if I was feeling it. So yeah, I feel okay. Like when I get up, I don't feel lightheaded or anything. I feel fine. And I've been running around doing stuff today. So thanks for hanging out with me though. And while I took my blood pressure, because that's kind of crazy. That's a magic trick I have. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out because I want that to read normal. Because if it doesn't read normal, I can't have dental procedures done. So I did that one time, Cat's Life. I passed out. I like blacked out and passed out. It was one time, and I hope it never happens again, ever. It was like 4 years ago now. It was scary. It was in the closet. I don't remember like any of it, but yeah, let's get me better. Mike said, so yeah, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to figure out what's going on. If my blood pressure is still reading like tremendously high later on, like tonight or tomorrow, I'll definitely make sure I let everyone know, like, you know, and if I get it read tomorrow at Sam's Club, that's what I'm going to go do. If it doesn't read good by tonight, I'll just get it done there. And then I'll let you know I'll let you guys know what it says. So now I see everyone's taking their blood pressure. See, I'm making everybody take their blood pressure. See, helping you guys out. Cat's Life, you've been a member for 9 months. That's a long time. Thank you so much for being a member for so long. I'll keep you guys all informed. And although the channel membership link, if anyone wants to join our beautiful channel here. You guys all have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Tomorrow we're going to do, I think, I wanted to do like an open panel Idaho kind of stream. It could be a little crazy, but it could be a little fun. It could be a little cool. I thought I could, what I'm going to do tomorrow is go through, I have like notebooks when I was writing notes out by hand. So I'm going to go through like the first couple of weeks or maybe a couple of days. I don't know what my notes look like. So we'll see how many notes I took. And then we'll just kind of like revisit what we were talking about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I kind of think that's kind of cool to go back and look and see what our theories were from back then. So thank you guys all for being here tonight. I appreciate it. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye guys.